Welcome back to Living Local. Buying or selling a home can seem daunting because the housing market is so difficult to navigate. It's a tricky business, but the Robinson Group has your back. And joining us in this segment, sponsored by the Robinson Group, is the one, the only Dave, the Chef, Sheffield. How are you, man?
I am absolutely outstanding, Tristan. Thanks so much for inviting me here
Absolutely.
today.
I love it when you're here, man. This is so cool.
It's a lot of fun.
The Chef.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what they call you.
Absolutely.
That's what they call you. So let's talk about interest rates, man. What are they looking like, and what can we expect kind of moving forward into the spring?
Well, I'm not going to pretend to have a crystal ball in front of me, and anybody's guess is anybody's guess on interest rates. However, just this morning, interest rates have experienced their second largest dip since March of 2020.
Okay.
So in the last week and a half, there's been some activity. I'd recommend people definitely check with their lending professional because perhaps you may have more buying power than you did even a week ago.
So we're looking at a buyer's market heading in the spring, is what you're saying?
Oh, I'm not saying it's a buyer's market. I'm saying that you can maybe get a little bit more house for your buck. It's still a seller's market, but it's more normalized. It's not the crazy chaos of we had when interest rates were 2 and 3%.
Sure. I'd really love it if you had a crystal ball, though, because that would make my life a little easier.
Next time I'm on, I'll bring my crystal ball from home.
Perfect.
Yes.
And so what are some key things sellers should kind of look at to make sure their house is ready to put on the market? What kind of things are you looking for?
Well, the things that, it's not so much what I'm looking for, but it's what buyers are looking for.
But you have good taste, Dave.
Well, thank you very much.
You know, people trust you.
Well, exactly. So everybody likes to see a home that is decluttered, that is depersonalized. So it's okay to have a couple of family photos on the wall, but they don't want to see every photo from every trip you've ever taken. They want to think of their family on the wall, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Look, again, declutter or get rid of things. You know, I have a client right now, they rented one of these little storage pods just to move some of the items out of their house.
Oh, sure. And so, you mentioned last time you were here about the overwhelming, you know, not to put too much scent in your home too, to make sure that it's a little bit more neutral.
Absolutely. Don't go crazy with candles, with little plug-in deodorizers. Some people are very sensitive to perfumes.
Yeah. So what are some common repairs or maintenance items that need attention after the winter months here in the Midwest, which hasn't been too crazy this year, but
it hasn't, but you maybe just jinxed us. So
I might have.
I know Tristan saw his shadow. Watch out. So after a long winter, or after any winter, you should definitely check things out like if there's sand and other kind of garbage along your, along your lawn, along your boulevard. Sometimes downspouts from your gutters get mangled, and they're like $10 or $20. It's easier to replace them sometimes. Just make sure things are looking clean.
Yeah. So when you're looking to purchase a home, what are some inspections that you recommend a client get on a home that they're looking at?
I'm a big fan of getting a whole house inspection, whether it is with or without radon. It's up to the buyer, obviously. Big fan of sewer line or septic inspection, dependent upon the case. That makes sure that everything running from the house to the main line, or certainly a septic field, is in good working order.
Yeah.
And then, of course, wood-destroying insects. We don't want to find out you're going to lean into your living room wall and have it collapse.
So you know, the task of buying a home seems a little daunting to a lot of people, and the timeline on things is something that confuses a lot of people. So what is the average days, you know, from the time that you decide to buy to the time of your closing? What is that looking like right now?
So right now, according to the Quad City Realtor Board, our average days on market in the Iowa and Illinois side, they're fairly close, is 58. And some of that includes the time between when you accept an offer and when they do their due diligence and when it closes. So some go right now, some are on the market for just a little bit longer.
Wow. What's the shortest one you've ever dealt with?
In Illinois, you can go a little bit shorter because it's not an abstract state, so there's a little bit less back-end work, so 20 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and then 20 days typically.
And the longest?
Well, it depends. See, sometimes if a seller, let's say, is looking for their next home, your buyer might be able to gain an edge even if they're not the highest offer, but if they can be flexible on that closing date to accommodate the seller's needs, that can tilt it in your favor for sure. If you're
I love that. So, you know, when you're looking to purchase a home, is a fast closing always advantageous or not? It sounds like you're saying that it could be either way here.
It depends. Check with your real estate agent, and the real estate agent should check with, obviously, the lending professional you're working with, because they're the ones holding the checkbook in most cases.
Yeah.
And then also check with the sellers. Again, if somebody wants to move quickly, well, you can usually get something going in 30 days or less if you need to.
Yeah.
Other times it's more advantageous to have it just a little bit more drawn out.
All right, man. Hey, thanks so much for being here, Dave.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure to talk with you, my friend.
Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, man,
sir.
absolutely. Again, this segment was sponsored by the Robinson Group. For more information, you can check out trgmove.com. We'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.